E.N.D here, day 2 for the spoilers of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Leave me a comment, what do you think about these new transform gods? I think they are awesomely powerful. Let's see if some of them will break the meta. Anyway, let's start. And I want to start with the mythic cards. Let's face it, the most interesting cards. Aclazotz, Deepest Betrayal, 3 and 2 black, 4/4, flying and lifelink. Whenever it attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you draw a card. Whenever an opponent discards a land card, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. When it dies, return it to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control. And Aclazotz transforms into Temple of the Dead. Land, tap to add 1 black mana, 2 and 1 black mana, tap, transform it back, activate only if a player has 1 or fewer cards in hand and only as a sorcery. Bloodletter of Aclazotz for 1 and 3 black, 2/4, flying. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that many life instead. Bone Horde Dracosaur, 3 and 2 red, 5/5, flying, first strike. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exile a land this way, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. If you exile a non-land card this way, create a treasure token. I believe this dinosaur dragon will find place in every dinosaur or dragon deck out there. Sovereign Okinek Ahu for 2/1 green and 1 white, 3/4 with War 2. Whenever it attacks, for each creature you control with power greater than that creature's base power, put a number of +1/+1 counters on the creature equal to the difference. Jurassic World, don't move for 3 and 2 white, sorcery. Destroy all tapped creatures until your next turn. Whenever a creature becomes tapped, destroy it. And Compass Swarm for 1 and 1 black and 1 green, creature dinosaur. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, create a tapped token that's a copy of Compass Swarm. Rare cards, Keelan Daring Traveler. Don't forget that Keelan is the son of Oko for 1 and 1 white, 2/3 with Adventure. Journey On for 1 green, sorcery. Create X map tokens where X is 1 plus the number of opponents who control an artifact. Whenever it attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card with mana value 3 or less, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it into your graveyard. Deeproot Pilgrimage for 1 and 1 blue enchantment. Whenever 1 or more non-token Merfolk you control becomes tapped, create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token with hexproof. Bringer of the Last Gift, 6 and 2 black, 6/6 with flying. Enters the battlefield. If you cast it, each player sacrifices all other creatures they control. Then each player returns all creature cards from their graveyard that weren't put there this way to the battlefield. Preacher of the Chiss, 2 and 1 black, 2/4 with Death Touch. Whenever it attacks, the player with most life or tied for most life, create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. Whenever it attacks, while you have the most life or are tied for most life, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Sanguine Evangelist, 2 and 1 white, 2/1 with Battlecry. When it enters the battlefield or dies, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. Threefold Thunderhark for 7 generic mana, 0/0. Enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, create a number of 1/1 colorless Neon artifact creature tokens equal to its power. 2. Sacrifice another artifact. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Unstable Glyph Bridge for 3 and 2 white artifact. Enters the battlefield. If you cast it, for each player, choose a creature with power 2 or less that player controls. Then destroy each creature not chosen this way. Craft with artifact 3 and 2 white. And when it's crafted, it transforms into Roaming Sunspout Glyph, a 5/3 with flying. Whenever an opponent casts a spell during their turn, they can't attack you or planeswalker you control this turn. Each opponent who attacked you or a planeswalker you control this turn can't cast spells. Uncommon and common cards. Coati Scavenger, 2 and 1 green, 3/2, Descent 4. When it enters the battlefield, if there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Kinjali Downrunner for 2 and 1 white, 1/1 with double strike. Enters the battlefield, it explores. Sinuous Bentusaur, 5 and 1 blue, 4/4. Enters the battlefield. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard. Put 2 of those cards in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Spellun King, 2 and 1 green enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you put a cave onto the battlefield this way, gain 4 life. Lands you control enter the battlefield untapped. Ideal for shock lands. Mischievous Pup for 2 and 1 white through 1 with flash enters the battlefield. Return up to 1 other target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Carrying Minecart for 3/3/3. Whenever it attacks, create a treasure token. Crew for only 1. Threshing Brontodon 1 and 2 green 3/4. The reprint of the card. For 1, sacrifice it. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Rampaging Spiketail 4 and 2 black 5/6 enters the battlefield. Target creature control get +2/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Swamp Cycle for 2 generic mana. Dinotomaton 3 and 1 red 4/3 with menace enters the battlefield. Target creature control gains menace until end of turn. Miner's Guidewing for 1 white 1/1 flying and vengeance. When it dies, target creature you control explores. So that was the last card in this particular day 2 of the spoilers of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Join me tomorrow for more spoilers of this Mesoamerican set. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.